It's only because it's you. I don't do these unless it's you or Nico or Ledge. I might fuck with Ledge when I fuck with Ledge. Ledge my brother. I might fuck with Ledge when I fuck with Ledge.
And when I say we, all of us, we have someone very special to the show, man. Someone who's been putting in quality performances on the league that I personally hold in high fucking regard, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. And his battles from the top of the year to the beginning of the year have created a lot of moments this year. And I am honored to have the brother on here. I am talking about and talking to the one and only Homeschool, my brother. Welcome.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah, this is a big
Hello,
intro.
Ledge.
That was a lot, right?
Hello, Caffeine. Hello, everybody. Good
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
back.
Yeah, man, you are the man in demand right now, man. You are the man in demand. I appreciate you pulling up and giving us a bit of your time. You have a really, really huge battle going on right now, and it is one that a lot of people are looking forward to, man. We talking about you versus A Ward, Cold War, Ibattle, main event, headlining. And just to be clear, is this 3 rounds?
It is 3 rounds, yes.
3 rounds. Nice. Um, you just came off like a classic performance against Ace Amin, which is a formidable opponent. Different beast in this battle. A guy who can do a bit of everything. And you are a guy who like studies your opponents pretty well. I think you're the best one of the best anglers in the game right now.
Appreciate that.
Absolutely. Game plan against an A Ward though, is it difficult because one, he kind of doesn't have like a checkered past to my knowledge, and two, like he's just hella fucking cool. Like everybody loves him. So how do you attack someone that everybody loves?
um, it's it's not easy. He's gonna have the same problem with me on iBattle in particular because I am very well liked over there right now, and there's not really a lot
Mm.
of stuff to talk about. Same with him. So we kind of both have to play the same type of game against each other, really, where we're just trying to assert our personality as the most interesting in the moment.
Mm.
And I think he has a lot of things working for him, and that everything that I do well, he also does well.
Mm-hmm.
And then he has a few attributes, the obvious one being the rebuttals. And there's a few other ones too I would name that I don't have. So my strategy going into this is that I have to find something that I can do better than he does, and then make that the focal point for everyone to zoom in on.
Mm.
And without revealing too much, I think I've done that.
Now, when you go into this bag of angling, what's more important to you? Because I get different answers for this. Is it like to a sense of, hey, I don't know how this might translate in a building, but it might linger to you more, like internally, and might sting you personally than it will might get the biggest reaction, or are you going
Hmm.
for the in the moment, in the building, like gratification of what you're doing?
That's a good question. You always have really good questions, my goodness.
I appreciate it, man.
It's a balance. You always want to tailor your material so that the audience is going to react, because that's going to create the best battle. It's going to be the best look for you. And you're at the end of the day, you're an entertainer. You want everyone to have a good time. But at the same time, you want people to be entertained according to how you want to do things. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm not just going up there and doing whatever I think will get a reaction, because there's things I could do that I absolutely would get a reaction that I'm not going to do because I'm not interested in doing them. So I
Mm.
guess it's kind of a balance of knowing what's going to shake the room, what's going to be big, but also knowing what things I want to use to shake the room. And at the end of the day, you do kind of write for yourself first, but you write for yourself in such a way that other people are capable of kind of latching onto your mindset. So yeah, it's just a balance of trying to find what's going to do the best.
Mm-hmm. And do you ever find, because I look like you and Dunch and guys who maybe come off maybe via appearance or just like this wholesome way about you guys. You guys don't seem threatening, but I personally called you guys bullies in a sense. You probably don't like with your.
I can see that. I can see that.
Yeah, you guys are bullies.
I think Dunch especially, but yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
a little bit with me too.
And what I mean by that is like a lot of your material, it don't matter what tier, quote unquote, is very proactive instead of reactive. Like I don't feel like you're counter writing at all. I'm attacking you first. In this sense, because he can rebuttal what you say, are you a little more mindful of what you're writing?
Oh, absolutely. I'm trying my best not to give him something obvious to work off of.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, he can make a bar about anything in the time it takes to think anything really. So at the end of the day, I'm expecting him to be able to rebuttal something regardless. It's just a matter of giving him the least amount of potential moments to flip. And also, the way I structure my material is very strategic with that as well, because at the end of the day, you can flip a punchline, you can flip a joke, you can flip a cadence, you can flip a flow, you can flip any number of things. What's tricky to flip is something you agree with. It's very tricky to flip something that you know is true. So if I can tell him something that he knows is true, then the only thing he can really do to flip it is to try to distract from it, basically.
Yeah, this is just going to be such a tactical battle in so many ways. I know people don't really look at it battle rap as this artistic craftsman gamesmanship as much as they should, but this is probably going to be chess match, as Fern said. Hello, Ferns. As Fern said in the chat, his battle against Geechee is getting a lot of praise, a lot of love. That happened fairly recent. I don't know what your writing process is like. Without giving too much away, how I guess was it too soon to pull anything from that? And when is it too soon for you to be like, that battle too soon, even if there's something glaring I could point at in that battle to implement?
It depends on when I finish writing, and when I finish writing varies from battle to battle. I won't reveal too much from this one, but I've definitely used things that were that recent in battles before. Usually it's something from battles that are a little bit further back, just because I've had more time to study. And then if it's something more recent, like I can throw it in there, I can throw something quick. But if it's like a really fleshed out idea, then usually it takes me a longer time to put all the ideas together. So if it's a really complex concept, usually I try to go for something a little bit further back, because that just becomes easier to piece it all together, I guess.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. Again, for those who don't know, man, it is this weekend. He will be battling A Ward. It's on Ibattle. Get the app. They got VOD.
Absolutely.
It is like the best. And I don't just limit that to battle rap app. It's just one of the best apps to have. Like the functionality of it, the way it's like layered and organized, it's dope. It's dope. So please cop the app if you haven't already. You should. All right. After this, your year, is it about complete, or do you have? I would think it's complete. It's the holiday season. Where do you go from here, man? Because you have Asameen and A Ward on your plate, and I know Lex puts you guys through like the ringer. Like he doesn't give y'all he doesn't give y'all just cupcakes, man. Is there anybody that you think would be interesting for you to take the next step, so to speak, as far as through the ranks of Ibattle?
There's definitely people that I want to see on Ibattle at some point sooner or later. Kang is one that a lot of people have talked about for a while. That's big. Chilla Jones is another, because we've supposed to have been battled multiple times now.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
It's just scheduling issues? Or is he ducking? You say he's ducking. You just make it spicy. Say he ducking.
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
all the details, but for the sake of battle rap, yeah, Chilla's ducking me big time.
Big time. I knew it. He looked like a ducker, man. Yeah, absolutely. But no, that's a good matchup. I never even thought about that. Wow, you and Chilla, huh? Now the question is because Lex is doing a good job with this talent, right? Where it's so versatile. Like I love y'all roster because it reminds me of just battle rap back when I grew up, where there wasn't no this is the league for backpackers or this is the league for the street. You know what I'm saying? It's just all inclusive. That's I missed that. So this brings me back to that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And he
Ibattle is so cool for that reason because you'll have one guy who will be rapping about how he used to sell dope on the block, and another guy who'll be rapping about the brave little toaster, and then they'll
yeah.
battle each other, and then the crowd will be equally invested in what they both have to say.
Yeah, and I love that. And what he's doing, like everybody has like, okay, Dunch can be on King of the Dot. We got Real Sick on URL. You know, guys like Jeans are going through the run escape process over in RBE. Kang is in the Crucible. So it's just a lot of things going on. With you, however, you haven't touched those or even really showed want to. So is it as so much as you're just ultra comfortable with just being on iBattle and rocking out and being the man there, or the opportunity hasn't came? Like, what is your goals beyond iBattle, or do you just want to stay there and hold it down the fork there?
There's been a few different opportunities I've had to do things outside of iBattle on a big level that either have fallen through or just the timing hasn't been right. I was offered at one point to battle overseas, and it wasn't working out because of just scheduling for me and also just concerns about the pandemic and things like that.
Right.
So that's something I would still love to do someday, but it's just the timing's gonna have to be right for me. And I very much would love to get onto King of the Dot season 2. I feel like I've definitely earned the ability to be there. So it's just a matter of who talks to me.
Now, how did that work? You're an Ohio guy, so you represent the North, right?
I haven't figured how that would work. I'm living in PA, but I'm from Ohio.
All right.
So I feel like I should be on whichever side I can most easily get to.
Yeah, naturally. Navigation is key in that form, man. No, yeah, that's a good point. Overseas is because there's a lot of dope artists over there. Joy G Roots, I'm really a fan of lately.
Joy G Roots is fire.
Bizzo is dope. Obviously, like the legends like O'Shea, a lot of people from UK, Tony D, Nugget.
Yeah. I don't know if I've said this before, but actually UK battle rap was kind of how I got into battle rap.
I did not know that. Who was it? What was the battle? What was it that got you into this?
I think it was Arsenal and Shoddy that was the first one I saw, and then I just got really interested in like the UK hip hop subculture because at the time I wasn't really aware of it, and then I started finding guys like Villain's
nice
over in the UK who's had his ups and downs, but I always thought he was a really fascinating battler. Other dudes like Dialect was one of my favorites early on as well.
Yeah, Dialect's crazy.
That Dialect is one of the coolest sounding battle rappers in my opinion. Just the flow and the way his voice sounded just sounds so powerful it struck me very early on.
Yeah, no, there's some. I like Rivers. It's a ton, man.
Rivers is crazy.
It's a ton. I would love to. I think they would love you over there, man. It's something about just the atmosphere over there. Like they really treat like those events like a night out or game out to like a football, like a world football game, with the chants and everybody's wearing the same colors. It's just. Man, I wish we could kind of take on some of what they got over there, man. It's just
for real, yeah.
I'm so jealous sometimes, man. So you got this battle. It's 3 rounds. The difference in you in this battle, I guess, people are going to look because there's a lot of expectations. Are you fighting that at all? Because your Ace Amin battle, I mean, it is like moving around, like your clips of the shoulder bump and the lyrics, the what was it, the Monsters Inc. line, like everything was going viral very fast. So like so many people got like yo, who is this? And a lot of people are like, and I thought they was like jokingly saying it, but they're serious. I talked to them behind the scenes when they be like, yo, I want to go to Ibattle. I'm like, yo, you going to battle Homeschool? No, I'm not battling him. Like they're really legit. I'm being honest with you. I can't say the names, but they like, I don't want to battle him.
I've seen it. Yeah, it's weird to me because like a year and a half ago, it wasn't like that. I guess I've stepped my game up to the point where I'm a little bit more feared.
Do you feel pressure going into this last battle? Because a lot of people are going to be like watching you now that didn't watch you but saw that clip and like, who is this guy, and checking you out. Is there pressure there?
Oh, absolutely. I'm absolutely horrified to read the comments of the Ace battle when it drops, which should be, I believe Lex said tomorrow. The Ace battle will drop on YouTube.
Oh, that's perfect. That said, that can be the gift or a curse, but I think it'll work out well for you, man. I got a question. I don't even know if I ever asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask you now. If you had to kind of like take away, and it sounds crazy because like it's your strength, but if you take away angles, what is your secondary best go-to trait that you possess that people don't give you credit for, that you think people sleeping on this with me?
I think I'm one of the most dense and precise writers around these days, in the sense that there is a lot of material to unpack in a very small time frame. And I've actually gotten worse at that as my career has gone along. Because
Wait, explain that. I'm with you, but I'm like, what you mean by that exactly?
And in the span of like 4 bars,
mm-hmm.
There's a lot that I'm doing.
Okay, yeah.
Like there's the obvious punch, but there's also stuff that I'm hiding. There's usually some sort of reference that will connect one bar to the previous bar, which I actually use as a way of helping my memory so that I remember what the next line is.
Oh, wow. That's crazy. That's fire.
And then like the way I build schemes, I think is kind of unique too, because rather than just list a bunch of familiar items, like, oh, I'm going to list 7 movies that star Keanu Reeves and put them back to back, I usually have one really good line that I will write on one subject, and I'll think of another really good line, attach it to that, and then instead of just listing off the items, I'll have like 4 really good bars that are connected with the same theme.
Oh, no, that's fire.
So basically what that gives me is the ability to punch and scheme at the same time.
And it also, see, I didn't even know you were doing that, so I had to look back. Maybe that's why your punches are like refreshing, because the reference you're drawing from isn't the same reference. Even if you're using like let's say if you was using, and I'm getting nerdy, I'm sorry fans if you're watching, but like even if like you're using like a Big Bang Theory TV show that everybody knows, you're pulling different like sections out of like maybe an episode, and the punch is not a punch that is generated off of that section that nobody's talked about. So therefore, yeah, there's a lot of Big Bang Theory punches or, you know, like clues and things like that, but nobody is talking about that within that show but you. And that's what makes it, you know, different.
Yeah, it's trying to find fresh ways to spin things that have been said before.
It's like, yeah. Because like the Monsters Inc. line, I've heard people reference it, but what you said, the Ace was crazy. So yeah, no, that's kind of crazy. How long is your writing process? Like when you thinking of this shit, like how long does it take you normally? Like when you get 2 months in advance to know about we got this guy coming up in 2 months, or do you even dive into writing yet, or you wait?
Usually, as soon as a battle gets locked in, I start writing because I can't help it. I just automatically start thinking of stuff for the person I'm writing for. So I usually don't wait to start writing. At least I might wait intensively for a little while. But like I'll come up with material automatically in my head as soon as I realize that something is locked in. So in that sense, I can't help but start it. But like, for example, the award battle I'm about to do is pretty typical. It was booked just a little bit over a month in advance. And then I spent like 2.5 weeks writing. And then after that, it was refining and trying to pick apart what I like and what I don't like, hitting people up to spar, figuring out what's good and what isn't.
Yeah.
And
Are you a big
so
time sparer? Sorry to cut you off, but like, who do you use? I feel like you keep a small
there's
unit, right?
usually a rotating group of like 2 or 3, maybe 4 people I spar with. And lately it's been more than normal because more people are hitting me up like, yo, I want to hear these rounds. But
Wow.
like in the past, I didn't spar like nearly as much as I should have. When I battled Lips, no one heard my rounds whatsoever before I spit them,
Wow, that's crazy.
which it turned out pretty well considering. But like that's backfired on me in the past because I didn't spar before my Sean O'Shawn battle either, and that I was awful in that.
Yeah,
And anybody who I would have sparred with would have told me that.
yeah. Has Lex ever hit you up like what you got?
On oh no,
No.
never happened. Never sparred with Lex.
I wonder what that be like. You just do me a favor. Please don't call him out in the battle ever.
Oh my goodness, no.
Because I seen what he
I
did
think
to
I
Maze.
said in one of the forums the other day, someone said, yo, Homeskool versus Lex. And I was like, what would I say to Lex? Oh, you invested lots of time and money into my career over a span of a couple years? Ha, loser.
Like, thank you for making me who. Yeah, it's just that's not good. I don't. Yeah, that's a lose situation for sure. Um, I want to know after this year, how many battles have you had this year? Is it like 5?
The A-Ward battle will be my 4th.
It would be your
So
4th.
a
So
little bit less than normal. I had 5 the previous year.
what was it? So it was Ward, Ace, Knox. Who's the 4th?
Mage.
Mage. Yes. Do you accelerate next year more battles, or you feel like this is a perfect, middle ground for you?
I'm not really sure yet. It'll depend on what opportunities arise. There is one match which I can't talk about yet that Lex wants to lock in, but as it's gotten the go ahead. The dude says, "Yeah, let's do this," but it's just a matter of figuring out when it's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And then if King of a Dot hits me up like, "Hey, season 2, you want in?" then that's going to change the whole dynamic.
I'm going to campaign for you. I don't care. I would love to see you on season 2, bro. I think that's a perfect opportunity. I think whether you're in the east and the north, not the north, I'm up north. I'm here in Detroit. The north is wild. Like that'll be some really dope kind of like contrasting style matchups, assuming like the guys like Times and Stack Almighty. Like, but I feel like
Oh
you
my
thrive
goodness.
in those a little. I'm not better, but I feel like are you more up for those opposite type of matchups as opposed to like a quote unquote mirror match?
It has a different dynamic. I like them both for different reasons. I like the style clashes because the contrasting dynamic makes for an interesting
Yeah,
battle.
you and Rax
But
was
like,
fire.
yeah, definitely. Me versus Ace, I think, was fire for the same reason.
Yeah,
Even me versus Lips, because even though Lips and I are both similar levels of strange and awkward, we're
yeah,
not the same
not the,
kind of strange and awkward.
yeah, no, not content wise for sure
Yeah.
at all.
So, but like something like me versus Ellipsis, which is almost a perfect mirror match. Like we have a lot of very similar qualities, and we even we're the same archetype basically, and that
Right.
turned out incredible as well. So I don't know. I feel like I have the type of personality where either one can be a win as long as me and my opponent both go into it with the right mindset. So, but yeah, anytime I have a style clash, it's going to be a good battle. My only concern would be that in a tournament setting, style clashes are hard to judge.
Mm.
So that would be very difficult to approach if you're trying to impress judges instead of just create a good battle. So I don't know if my approach would switch or not, but it might based on that.
Now, and I'm freestyling questions, but I think this is a good question. Will if you get the call, King of the Dot says, "Hey, I want you on season 2." Is it just an automatic yes, despite who the judges is, or if you heard who the judges are, would that be a cause for pause? Like, I don't think this set of judges will rock with the type of content I do, so I'm gonna bow out of this one.
I think I would still do it.
Okay.
I would want the judges to be of good quality. I would campaign for that to be a thing, but I think I would probably still do it regardless, just for the opportunity.
Okay.
Because that's something I would love to do, because that's a big look, and it's also something that's like a bucket list thing for me. And like something you can put on a resume forever too.
Yeah, no, for sure. Who at King of the Dot, out of like their seasonal roster year in year out, is someone you've thought about like challenging your skill against?
That's tricky right now because their roster has flip-flopped a lot recently.
Yes, definitely been some turnover. Yeah,
I think one of my favorite dudes over there right now is Saint LA.
That would be crazy.
He's someone I can't picture myself beating, and
really?
that makes no for real. He has a lot of attributes that I feel like I am weak against, and I feel like the fact that I feel that way makes me feel like it would be a challenge, though.
Yeah, I think if that's how you feel, I actually want to see that now, because who knows what you can tap into with that sense of urgency. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Damn.
That if that were to happen, that would have to be like way down into a season, though, because I mean he's obviously based a little bit farther.
Yeah.
Farther away than usual.
I never even thought of that. You insane. I don't know why I thought you were going to say like, I don't know. I thought you was about to go like Nestle or somebody. I don't know why I thought that.
Oh man, Nestle.
Yeah.
That might be as polar opposite a style match as I could possibly do. Just someone who's that technical versus someone like me who's really not technical at all and is getting by off sheer creativity and being unorthodox.
Yeah, he's so in the pocket, but it's like he got that southern slang, and he's funny. You know, when he gets into that, roasting back. Like he got, I don't know. I just like
that is the only thing we might have in common. We are pretty good at getting people to laugh.
Yeah, I just thought, but like, yeah, I don't know. I would like to see that one day, and he's been on Ibattle, so I would like to see that.
He's definitely someone I would consider big time challenger. Yeah. And someone who I've been a fan of for a long time as well.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So again, for everybody paying attention, we are here with Homeskool. He battles A Ward this weekend again. This is a very, very important battle. I know for A Ward, people are talking like champion of the year implications. If you knock off A Ward, I think you got a claim. Not champion of the year to win, but I think it's an honor to be mentioned amongst the top 20.
It's absolutely a big thing if someone is up for champion of the year and I beat them in that year. Excel can already say that. Excel wiped the floor with A Ward last time he was over here.
That is true. Sorry, A Ward. I know you're watching.
It's partially Ward's fault for just taking the battle that soon after.
Mm-hmm.
He shot himself in the foot, and I think he knows he did. But that's one of the things that worries me, though, because he knows last time he was over here, he shot himself in the foot, and now he's going to want redemption.
Yeah.
It's also a crazy situation for me because I'm battling the guy who is kind of the talk of the town in battle rap as a whole right now.
Yeah.
After that Geechee battle. It's like everyone is debating that. Everyone is talking about it. Most people I've seen, like even on the comments on the actual YouTube upload, are saying Ward 2-1.
Yeah, I'm a part of that. I thought he edged him
out. I haven't seen every round in that battle yet,
Mm.
so I can't call it yet. So I'm not going to.
Okay,
But
that's fair.
I will say this: based on the rounds Ward gave Geechee, if he delivered a similar caliber of rounds to me with what I have, I think I still got a good chance.
That's saying a lot without saying a lot, if you know what I mean. Yeah.
Absolutely, I'm aware of how that sounds.
My man, no, I'm with you. You know, I think highly of you. Always have. That's why I wanted to have you on the show. Like a while ago, when we first talked. So this was good catching back up with you. I was kind of like, damn, should I lock in with him afterwards? Because I know you're going through the precise mode of in your kill shit. You looking at things, and I feel like these guys need to stop tweeting, stop doing things when they go against you. Cause I remember you told me I don't really do that much homework. I'm like bullshit. I can't tell.
Okay, here's the thing with the Ace battle in particular, because I remember in your recap you were saying, man, he's definitely doing a lot of research. With the Ace battle, I was challenging myself to do as little research as possible, and it was easy because going in, I already knew a lot of things about Ace. I had the whole angle in the second round with how he handled the whole Ty Pretty battle.
Yes.
That was just all stuff that I already knew and that I thought was odd. So I didn't I was
Right.
telling the truth. I did not dig up dirt there.
Yeah.
But I actually shot myself in the foot by taking that angle because I thought to myself, when I do the whole you shook hands with him after the battle thing, because I remembered seeing that and thinking it was weird, you might try to deny that. So maybe I should reply with the timestamp on the pay-per-view so that people can know immediately that I'm telling the truth. But I realized that that would go against my angle of not digging dirt up because if I have the timestamp memorized, then obviously I was looking stuff up. So I decided not to do that. And it backfired because he did do that. And if I had responded with the timestamp, it would have been one of the biggest moments in that round.
Yeah.
And then the actual angle itself wasn't even that good. It was just like a little aside at the end of that round that didn't really accomplish much for me and didn't get much reaction.
I do think that's the round he might have snatched, but
I agree. I think I got the other two rounds clear.
Yeah, I thought so too.
I feel like he probably did get the second. And
Yeah.
I feel like the fact that I stumbled in the second is kind of making that a little more clear.
But school, yo, here's the thing. It's okay. We're human. It's okay to be like at a time where you're like, yeah, I don't really dig dirt. It's okay to be like, you know what? Times have changed. I'm digging a little bit. I'm digging, dog. I got to. It's fun.
I'll put it this way. I prefer to talk about things that are already public knowledge than find new stuff. I prefer to take a new spin on something that people already know or change the focus so that it's looked at differently than it has been in the past. That is what I prefer to do.
Damn. Yeah, I have. When you think about it, yeah, because those situations have occurred when everybody be like, "Oh, we've heard this before," until you like present them with something in there that no one has mentioned, and be like, "Oh, wow, I did not know we could talk about that and make that even grander of a point there." But no, I feel you. Like, look, man, you're like top 10 with the angles. I do think really seriously, if you win this along with your performance against Ace, you beat Knox. Like I think top 20 isn't too. At least when they do the coat check, like when they got a list of names and they whittled it down. At least you got to be in the coat check. You got to. You presented us with moments too, so.
I would love to. I would hope that Ibattle is getting that kind of look and consideration because as far as the talent pool is concerned, I think we deserve that.
Yeah, I've been mentioning you guys going against the Riots roster. How you think y'all are fair?
That is a really crazy one because the Riot has, I think, you have your big three leagues in the U.S., which are, of course, URL, King of the Dot, RBE. I think there's also a big three independent leagues, which are Ibattle, Gates of the Garden, the Riot. And I think all three of those are very evenly matched in terms of the roster.
Me too.
I think the Riot has some of the strongest performers in battle rap, and also really good pens to go with that. So I think it would be very tricky. I think Ibattle's roster can take on anybody. I feel like
I think you guys got the deepest roster. Like,
I also think we have the most entertaining roster. There's no one who raps like some of the dudes we have. I defy anyone to find someone who raps the way Ken Savvy raps. Nobody raps like Ken
nobody
Savvy.
raps. Yeah, no, that's a fact. That or what's the dude's name? Monster Leakness. Like,
Monster Leakness is I battled him, and that was
I remember I saw that.
That was one of the weirdest things because I'm used to being the weird person
one,
in the
right?
battle, and I felt completely dwarfed.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can't even say homeschool is weird in my slogan like I usually do because it just feels like such a tiny little thing compared to. He thinks of wordplay in ways that no one ever has. It actually inspired me to look deeper into how words are constructed, because he'll take absolutely any word and divide it up in ways that no one has ever thought of. And he'll do that every single bar for an entire 16 where it all rhymes. And the only thing that works against him is that it's so esoteric that not everyone gets it.
It's so last minute. Like, I might react to something and he's already like 4 bars on to another topic sometimes.
Exactly.
I think I did that when he went against Yasmin, I believe.
His very first line against me was, Cyclops from the X-Men walks into a pub. I raise the bar. Like, I raise the bar.
It's fire.
It's really random. It's really random, but
it's all in the delivery with it too.
It's so creative. It's so creative though, and he has such a dry delivery.
Yeah,
it's like he has like a delivery like one of the drier comedians you would see.
Yeah, but it works for him. It reminds me of before quantum physics start changing his delivery. It kind of gives me that, like, he used to do that, like, with his voice, and it just used to come off really well. Some people can just pull it off. Like, I love it. Like, what he used to say? In the end, something like Mayan, like whatever QP used to say. I was like, it's so slow and deliberate and like just lack of energy, but it's fire as shit. Like, I love it, man. I love it. But I think you guys in the riot would be dope. I think they're top heavy, but I think it depends on how many battles are on that card. We talking anything 7 or more. We shout out to Ref Nelson, my boy. We said if it's a 3-day weekend, they in trouble. Like, it's like that's how the quality of depth in the roster is different. Maybe if it's 4 to 5, maybe riot. But if we're talking anything over 6 battles, I think they're in trouble. Me personally, riot. I love y'all, but
Ibattle just has such a deep roster. We've got people like who are ranked maybe like number 37 or 38 in our roster who could slaughter people in other rosters.
Yeah, like not even probably mentioned in the top 10, but like it's not too many people I can see fucking with A-Class. Like, A-Class is dope.
Absolutely.
Like, A-Class is dope. Do you think you're building your own archetype?
I don't know if I'm building my own archetype so much as I am combining other archetypes. Because I'm very definitely the nerd battler. I'm also the Christian battler. I am also the schemer. I am also the angler. And these are all familiar things. And I'm not really doing them differently than everybody. I just think I'm combining them in ways that are a little stranger. Like, we're used to someone like Carter Deems being the awkward guy you can't really attack because why would you?
Yeah, I hate when people compare you to him too. Y'all are nothing like, no.
Yeah, I think the biggest difference between me and Carter is that while both of us can put off our opponents by making them not want to attack us, I actually am willing to attack a little more harshly than Carter is.
Yeah.
And that's not a testament to me as a person, I would hope, so much as it is just my love for the sport and wanting to create good battle rap.
Yeah, and his awkwardness comes, like, looks like people like, oh, y'all, they're both awkward. But like Carter is like awkward and nervous. Like your awkwardness just comes in, and I can't even explain it. Like, you're confident I just think it comes across in how you sound and your posture. It has nothing to do with your actual material, your content, and your delivery. Like your delivery is strong and confident. His is very jittery and like so. I think just even from an approach, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So I look at those things.
Well, I'm glad I'm viewed that way because I absolutely am mad nervous all the time. But
Yeah, but it does. You don't appear. It don't appear to be like when you was talking to Ace. And he's like, "Let's go," and he's like giving you props, like you're just like you was just in your zone. You weren't even really
I
acknowledging.
do
his
very
praise.
much. I do very much get in the zone, and then I'm like, I have ADHD. Pretty severely struggled with it for a while, and I feel like it comes out in the sense that when I'm focused on doing something, especially something creative, I tend to miss everything else that's going on. So like there's stuff that'll happen in a battle that's really obvious stuff that I won't notice until I watch it back on the pay-per-view, because in the moment I was only thinking about what I was doing.
Oh, that's fire. No, that's literally the true definition of what everybody kind of cliches talking about being locked in. Like I don't think there's no more locked in than that. The reason I asked you about the archetype because I'm like looking at the roster and somebody put me on to the TikTok guy that's over there now, Archcat.
Archduke Red Cat is my favorite newcomer on Ibattle. He's a little green. He's still trying to figure things out for himself. He's
wow,
still
you just got excited right there.
No, for real. Archduke Red Cat is one of my favorite battlers probably ever already. He's only had 2 battles, and he's saying things in them that I think are some of the most incredible things I've ever heard. And he's doing it with a personality that I think is one of the most interesting personalities I've seen. I think in a year's time, maybe 2 years' time, he'll be one of the top faces on Ibattle, not only in terms of who he's battling and the type of performances he's giving, but also the type of looks he's getting, because he has incredible star power.
I got to interview him really soon. I got to
interview Archduke Red Cat.
Yeah.
He's just a really cool dude all around.
Yeah, I told Lex
I haven't met him in
person,
person,
show,
but
man.
like everything I've seen of him so far, just like, yes, I want more of this.
Yeah, no, and see, that's why I brought him up, because he kind of reminds me of you in certain aspects. Like, do you see that?
I can see that a little bit.
Okay, I didn't know if I was tripping or not. I was just like, when I first watched him on the not the last. Was it? Well, you guys have cards every day, so it wasn't the one that I did. It was a 3-day event. The one, was he a part of that event with you and Ace?
Yeah, he was on the day. He was on day 1 of that. He battled Pros 1 that day. Oh, dude, he had a line. It was a setup line. He said, "I keep the metal lower than bronze," which is one of the most creative, incredible punches I've heard. But it was a setup for a bigger line later on. I'm just like, you're using these type of lines as setups.
And the thing is, I don't think he even knows that. Like, I don't think he knows that that's like an advanced setup. I think he's just
he's just
experimenting.
But like I said, he's still a little green. He still is finding his feet, but his potential is through the roof.
Dude, I can't wait. And that's crazy you feel this way about him. Y'all haven't even met yet. Like, that's fire to me. Like, that's real love, like for somebody's art and craft.
He's battling Lord Giovanni, this weekend, which is another guy I'm a big fan of and who I've actually been sparring with quite a bit. He was also a very cool guy, and that's my most excited for battle on that card is Lord Giovanni versus Archduke Red Cat, because they're both so incredibly good and no one really knows it yet.
Yeah. And speaking of like the young company, this like I'm trying to get you out of here, but I just keep that. But I promise this might be my last one. But like, how accessible are you to like the newcomers? Do they even approach like you veterans and you guys are established within the ranks for like advice or criticism or anything like that?
I can't speak for everybody everywhere, but especially recently, like a lot of people have been approaching me for advice, and it's been pretty cool because I've been able to help a lot of people out, and there's a lot of dudes who are just really creative, and it's cool to hear their creativity. And like sometimes they'll say they were inspired by me in some way, and that's crazy to me because I don't think of myself as like someone who's inspiring. So it's a real big self-esteem boost when I hear that.
What, you don't feel that way about yourself, even like
I
right
don't
now?
naturally feel that way about myself. I'm at the point where I can, without pride, I feel like, say that I am at a really good place creatively where a lot of people are really appreciating what I do. But I don't naturally think of myself that way. It's surreal because it's what I want to be. It's not what I'm used to being.
That makes sense. So then, like naturally, I gotta ask you this: then, who was someone who kind of gave you praise and let you know how much they are a fan of yours that shocked the hell out of you?
I have to mention Lord Giovanni again because he's talked with me a lot about different things. He's said to me, I want to write a scheme like this scheme you did against Mulips and different things like that. And I look at some of the stuff he's coming up with, and I'm like, this guy, I relate to this because especially early on, I was coming up with all of these crazy ideas and really wanting to put them together. And like, I see that same creative spark in some of these dudes, especially on Ibattle. It's like, and on other leagues, I feel like there's a uniformity in style that there really isn't on Ibattle because there's almost no basic archetype. You can't point to any particular battler and say, oh, this is Ibattle's style in a nutshell, because everyone is just so completely different.
Yeah, I know what you mean by that now. I was like trying to get with, yeah, it's like it's almost like they went to the same academy, like some leagues or certain
yeah,
inner like crews even like okay, this is how we set up, this is how we punch here, and you guys are like coming from everywhere. Like I'm punching like this, I'm setting up like this. Like yeah,
yeah. Look at some of the biggest dudes in the league right now. Eddie I sounds absolutely nothing like Red Flag, sounds absolutely nothing like King Jables. Nobody sounds like Mulips except Bill Collector, because Mulips very obviously imitating Bill Collector, just doing a very entertaining job of it, and he'll say it himself.
That was nice.
Death the Kid, I think, is also a newer guy who has a style that
he's next up to me. I feel like he's
oh yeah,
he's well on his way.
He still has things to do that will make him better, but he has one of the biggest ceilings of anybody.
Who scares you? Not scares you, but like I said earlier,
there absolutely are people who scare me. So
okay. Well, without giving that, but or just present danger, because I feel like your name is always mentioned when I remember I told you Sneezy Bo was on here, some other names I can't say, but like you are one of the most dangerous people over there, and it's like kind of well known to you who's dangerous when you think of them or potentially meeting up with them in the future down the line.
I guess it would depend on if we limited it to Ibattle or if we expanded it out. I would be very nervous against someone who has a very similar skill set to mine, but with a bunch of additions to it. One of the reasons the A-Ward battle is tricky is because he can do everything I can do plus other things. I just feel like I have really good material and I know how to approach this battle. But like someone like M City, how would I approach a battle with M City? Because he can write just as well as I can, and he can rap and deliver infinitely better than I can.
Everybody loves the way M City raps, which is wild. That's fun.
Yes.
In a good now, M City the homie. I mean, it's just wild because he was rapping like that. I don't know. I guess as time passed, there's more of appreciation for what he did now. Like because he's always been like that actually.
Absolutely, but someone like that who has the same skill set as me, but is also more technical than me, I think would be a difficult one. I mean, so like I would put M City in that category. I would put someone like King Jables in that category too, even though he's obviously a little more unorthodox. It's because he's capable of joking and punching just as well, and he also has a more powerful, aggressive delivery. So it would be difficult to counter.
I feel like with City, you could pretty much take in farewell, like I don't know if you've seen when he battled XQZ, who's another guy that's like so underrated and like a really hell of an
Oh
angler.
yes, absolutely.
I don't think I know. I feel like have you battled XQZ? Now that I thought about it, have you guys?
I have not. It's one that people have brought up, and it's
That's interesting.
one where at one point Dunch had mentioned something that for someone who's an angler who uses a lot of humor, it usually works the best if there's a foil. So like you put Dunch across from Show Off, and now you have a contrast that Dunch is going to take advantage of and poke fun at. If you put someone like Dunch versus someone like XQZ, or even someone like me versus someone like XQZ, that foil is kind of lost because now we're just people who play off of their opponent's attributes, but now we're against each other. So it's almost like
a stalemate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Hey, listen, I want a spelling bee, man. Like I got words out here.
It would still be very good. It would be very entertaining, but I don't know what would happen.
That's always the intrigue, though, right?
Yeah, it is. It is.
But yeah, man, I'm gonna get you out of here, man. I want to say, listen,
All right.
I truly appreciate your time on here. I'm sure the people in the chat do as well. I'm looking forward to it. I shouldn't have anything up that weekend, so I'm going to be tuned in. So I hope everybody else is tuned in.
Awesome.
Yeah, maybe hopefully I can do a recap and all that for that. And just any last words, man? Tell people why you should be tuning into this battle and what to look forward to, man.
All right. December 11th, Ibattle, Cold War 7. There's a ton of crazy battles on the card, and I am going to put up one of the best fights that A Ward is going to see this year in all of the 23 battles he has done.
Pay attention that he got the number. All right, December 11th, you see the flyer on the screen. The fact that he just said that got me hype. He knows the number. A Ward, you might be in trouble. I think my prediction.
It would be really embarrassing if I was wrong and it's like 22 or something. But
no. The fact you said you said it confident. I don't care. That counts. It's 23. Don't add another battle. You are in trouble, A Ward, my dog, man. Homeschool, appreciate you. Have a good one, brother.
All right.
That was everybody, man. Peace and love. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Keep it battle rap. We are out.